Dicey Dungeons. It's a roguelike, except you play as dice. All of the RNG of the game is determined by dice. It's pretty fun. Let's play. I haven't done the tutorial on this save file, so we're going to be forced into it. Jester, welcome to Dicey Dungeons! Also, the art is done by somebody, Terry Kavanaugh? Dicey Dungeons. I forget the guy's name because I hate names. Terry Kavanaugh, yeah. Who also made the game Super Hexagon and something else, but I forget the game. It was like one very good game. VVVVVV. He made VVVVVV, Super Hexagon. I'm looking through his list. Those are the ones that I remember that I've played. Anyways, Dicey Dungeons! The only game show where you could win your heart's greatest desire. But will you fulfill your dreams or your nightmares? Let's find out with our host for the evening and for eternity. It's Lady Luck! Thank you! Thank you all, my dears and my darlings. And welcome back to my labyrinth of endless terror. Will our newest contestants win big or lose it all?
Oh,
that is orange I was not expecting. It is a lot of orange. Let's find out as we meet the warrior, who's a dice. Well, I'm a dice. Yes, dear, that's how this works. Tell me, warrior, what secret emptiness has driven you to risk eternal imprisonment at the hands of fate? What?
Huh?
My dear, what are you playing for today? Oh, I'm playing to win a monster truck and to become the strongest man in the world. Inspirational. Well, you know what we say here in Dicey Dungeons. Luck might be against you, but it's too late to change your mind now. Yeah. Can I reduce the sounds a little bit? It's a little loud. There we go. Click on the chest to walk over to it. We're gonna get some items. We get a sword. You take. It's the enemy charge. I guess this is the tutorial, so expect it to be very tutorial-y. Ah, a new contestant. Time to fire up the plasma blaster again. So, we have a die. We have one die. It's a 5. We have different pieces of equipment that we can put the die into. I didn't mean for that to happen. The only piece of equipment we have right now is a sword that does X damage, which is the value on the die. So we do 5 damage because we had a 5 die. We end turn. He has an attack. He has 3 die. And he has a plasma cannon. It's a charged weapon. If he charges it up fully, he will do 10 damage. So, you know, we either kill him or block or take it on the chin. Oh no, you rolled a 1. That's okay, that happens from time to time. The warrior has a special ability. You can re-roll a dice up to 3 times. So we have a combat roll. Up to 3 uses per turn, we can re-roll a die. So a 1 could turn into anything. A 4 could turn into anything. I would probably keep the 4, but it's saying reroll. A 6, of course, because it's the tutorial, so we hit him for 6. Bam! 6 damage. End turn. Now, he's going to attack. He hit for 10. Ouch! When you take damage, it charges up your limit break. Fury. If we have an attack, we can do double damage. Or if we have any piece of equipment, we can double up on it. It's not just double damage, it's double equipment, I think. So Fury, this will do 12 damage because it's doing it twice. You kill him. You get experience. When you level up, you get other benefits, more HP, more dice. Right now we have 2 dice because this is now no longer the tutorial. And we get another item, the battle axe. Do 2 times X damage. So the sword can do up to 6 damage, the battle axe can do up to 8, because it deals double damage, max of 4 dice. So we'll take the item, we'll hit the other enemy, and depending on what we roll, we can do damage. So we have a 6. We can't put the 6 into the battle axe. Max 4 on the dice. We can put the 6 into the sword, and then re-roll to try to get a 4. We got a 4, because it's the tutorial. So we hit for 8. End turn. Some equipment will inflict status effects. Burn makes your dice burn, and when your dice burns, you take damage when you use the dice. So if we want to use the dice, we'll take 2 damage. We could choose not to, but if we use it, we can probably kill him on this turn, depending on what we roll. So right now we have a KO. 5 plus 6 is 11 damage, so we'll do 5. Well, we don't need to use a limit break. We can save it for the next combat because we already have lethal. You win! You gain money, you gain experience, you level up. You get full health on a level up plus max HP, plus maybe more dice. There you go, extra dice. You get all of your health back when you level up. Thanks, game. More items, tutorial items. Matchstick. If you put an even dice inside of it, you can burn 1 enemy dice. And it's reusable. You can use this as many times as you want in a single turn. Then, we can get a bump. Increase the value of a dice by 1. We have this many equipment slots, and we have a backpack. We can store something if we're not using it, and we can equip it. The matchstick and the bump, they're small. The battle axe and the sword are large. So this is the maximum equipment we can hold for right now. But we have some options. You know, we have some options that we can use. We can bump dice. We can burn enemy dice if we have nothing else to do with the dice. Hey there, friend. Your enthusiasm is adorable, but I'll let you in on a secret. It's time for you to die. Good. So, what we want to do is we want to try to get a 6, a 4, and then an even dice. And if we can get a 6, a 4, and an even dice, we can take advantage of all of our dice. We can bump the 5 into a 6 if we want, but let's start by re-rolling the 3. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so I guess what we're gonna do is hit for 5. We'll hit for 6, and then I'll bump this just so that we can make it even and burn one of his dice. Also, yeah, the game is trying to teach me a little move here. We can look at his skills at the very top here. Enemy moves, he has 3 snowflakes. With an odd dice, he can freeze my dice. Freezing makes the dice a 1, but because we're the warrior, we can always re-roll 1s, or anything we want. So his ability doesn't really matter, we basically counter it. Also, I should have definitely Furied, because there's no point not to, because it'll charge when we take damage. And you want to use it if you're on the beginning of a fight, absolutely. No reason not to. So he's going to freeze a couple of my dice. He's not doing any damage, though. So now, what does he have? Buzzer. Inflict 1 shock. I guess he doesn't do damage. Shock disables your equipment? I forget, it doesn't matter. Look, we have 3 1s. Let's just re-roll them all. And for some reason get 3 6s. Okay, so we'll Fury, and then do 12 damage. And then we'll burn 2 of his dice, because that's the only thing we can do with them. End turn. He can use all of his dice, but he took damage by burning them. And Shock disables random equipment, can use a dice to unshock. So let's see what's disabled. Everything except for Bump. Okay, well, let's disable, or let's bring our sword back so we can frickin' use it. Let's actually bring the battle axe back. Because we rolled a 4, the battle axe can do at most 8 damage. So let's do 8 damage. And then it doesn't matter what we do with this dice, might as well just unlock something. At the beginning of the next turn, our stuff will come back, I believe. So he burned us. He's not doing any damage, so the HP loss doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna use the dice, let's be honest. Reroll. Might as well reroll this one. Like, I wanted to see if I could actually, I should have bumped it because it didn't need to be even. I just wanted to, you know, still have an even dice that I could use here if I needed to. Weaken 1 equipment. Weaken makes equipment worse. I like this fight though because it does tutorialize you the different mechanics. So now, bump minus. Dice value +1 but only a max of 3. Battle axe, max of phase 2, sword, max of phase 3. So we can't use the 6 or the 4. So let's re-roll the 6. 1. Re-roll it. 6. At least, you know, we can use the 6 for the matchstick. Let's re-roll the 4. 5. Well, honestly, I think we get the most value by... Right, we can't bump it. I mean, he's dead. We have the 2, it did 4 damage. I could have sworn it was time for you to die. Is my watch wrong? What time did you make it? You win! We leveled up. Actually, we didn't. Is that the end of the tutorial? No. I guess this is still like the tutorial run or something. You can't bump a 6 because it's the maximum value. So let's take a look at the equipment. We get another bump. Do we want bump or do we want matchstick? I think we want bump so we can get as much, you know, value out of attacking as possible. Then again, having the matchstick gives us something to use with the dice, but I think I'd rather just try to get as much physical damage as possible. So I'm going to take the bump for now. We'll fight the pirate. He's like a level 2, I think. I didn't actually pay attention to that. Should. We're already doing maximum damage. Bump. 6, 4, end turn. So he does damage and burns. So a couple of our dice are going to be burned, but we can probably kill him on the next turn. 5 plus 6 doesn't do it, but 6 plus 6 does. So we'll bump this one. Bump this one. We do get the limit break, but we'll just keep the limit break for the next combat. We'll hit him for 6. We'll hit him for 6. He's dead. And if we get a full heal, great. If we don't, we'll Fury on the next combat. There you go. Choose a reward. Boomerang. Do 2 times damage to the enemy, 1 times damage to yourself. Spiked shield. Even do damage. Odd shield. Shield is basically block from Slay the Spire or anything else. You will block that much incoming damage for the rest of combat. It does not get removed per turn. It stays with you for the end of combat. It's actually pretty nice. It does reduce the damage output that we can do, but it could be interesting. I will say, I really wish I could look at the upgrades, because I would like to know what the boomerang upgrades to. Like, if it upgrades to you don't take damage, that would be amazing, but, you know, I'm just going to take the shield because I don't really want to hurt myself. We don't need the health, we can skip it, I think. We're going to fight Sneezy. Hello, Sneezy. He has 1 dice. He doesn't seem that good. Sneeze! Minimum 2. Split a dice into 1s. Sharp Spike needs a 1. Do 2 times damage. 2 times the sum of the damage. Spike needs a 1. Do X plus 1 damage. So he just does a little tiny piddly amount of damage every time. Gotcha. What do we got? We got a 4. So you bump it to a 5. You bump it to a 6. You Fury the battle axe, so it'll do 16. And then you do 6, and he's almost dead on the first turn. That's lovely. So he has 3 1s. Oh, Lord. I understand. So every roll, he splits it into 1s, and then he just does that amount of damage. That's pretty interesting. So you're dead. We might as well heal. No reason not to, but let's visit the shop first, see what there is. Oh, a new adventurer. Come on in. Welcome to Dungeon Supplies for You. I've got some great stuff in stock. Need socks? Weapons? A small houseplant? Hello, Yolanda. Blight, double poison. Doesn't seem useful. Target shield. Add shield. Reusable. Could be good. It gives us something to use with our dice that's not burn. And the block is kind of interesting. Shocks the enemy. Reusable. Even. So do we want to prevent enemies from using their abilities or block? This is easier to use, the Nightstick. I'm going to take Nightstick, especially because it's reusable. That seems pretty good. And we will go to equipment and swap out a bump for it. We'll heal. Leave. Get that poison build going. I don't have any poison things. So this anvil is an upgrade target. We can upgrade one of our equipments. Now, I really wish that I could look and see what it upgraded to. Like in Slay the Spire, if you right-click a card, you can click upgrade and see what it upgrades to. I can't see what these things upgrade to right now, but we are still going to go for it. Because I would like to upgrade. That's how you get strong in games. Haunted Jar is strong against poison. I think it also applies poison. Poison Cloud inflicts poison damage. Blight for 24 doubles poisons. And poison works the same as it does in Slay the Spire. It's damage every turn, so we gotta be careful. So, reroll. Bump. Do damage. Shock. Now, we don't know what was shocked. Either one is probably pretty good. Okay. That's nice because it means he can't even charge it. He can put a dice in there to clear the shock, but that's a waste of one of his dice. That seems like it's pretty good. He does have 4 dice, though, which we gotta be careful with, but... Reroll. We'll bump. We're gonna do literally the same thing. Hit him. Shock one of his dice, or one of his equipments, rather. He did 1 poison damage. Yo, that's working extremely well. Doomed, you remember... What? That's scary. You win. We get 1 coin, 3 XP. And... we get an item. Detonator. Do 1 damage for every poison on the enemy. That's useless. And then we have an anvil. We can see what we can upgrade. So... Nightstick, any dice will shock the enemy. That seems really good because you don't have to worry about if it's even or not. Bump can be used twice on a turn. Battle Axe becomes small. Yo, that actually seems really good. Yeah, because this means we can take another bump, and then we can just bump the Nightstick if we want. This seems pretty good. I'm going to upgrade the Battle Axe to make it smaller. It's really good damage, too. So, Battle Axe, Nightstick, bump. Yeah. And hopefully we'll get another upgrade in the future, but if we don't, we don't. Whatever. Fight the Dryad. The other good thing about having equipment is that if you have something in your backpack, like poison, and you know that an enemy is weak against poison, you can just equip it. But, you know, right now I'm just kind of using the best equipment we have at all times. Poison Slingshot, do 4 poison, Venus Flytrap, do damage, and on a 6, restore 2 HP. I mean, we're just going to do the same thing we've always done, which is... do as much damage as possible, and then shock 1. I mean, that's a pretty good combination until we get more die. Again, taking damage doesn't really matter too much because you get your limit break, and you also get a full heal on a level up. So we only need to do 12 damage. That's a 6 and a 3. So we'll do a 6 and a 3. You win! I think we have a pretty good loadout, but again, this is the tutorial. We have an extra dice, which means we can reuse the burn. It's not burn, it's shock now. You like how the tutorial had a guy with a gun and now we're fighting a Dryad with a slingshot. Yeah, the guy with the plasma blaster, you think he'd be able to take out a single die, but I guess not. So we have more die. Which seems nice. I'm just gonna try to roll everything into 4s, and then we'll, do double well, let's Fury. Do double damage. We will bump the 3 twice, and this deals 1 less point of damage, but we can shock him twice, and by shocking him twice, he'll have to use his 2 dice to unlock his abilities. Well, I guess he has 5 abilities, so, it's probably not too useful, but whatever. Do damage. Do damage. Those are used once per battle. Go faster, please. So now he's down to these items. So once he gets down to fists, we can just kind of keep the fists locked down, I guess, with shock. But it doesn't matter, because he's gonna frickin' die on this turn, because we do 6, and then we do 8 by bumping this a couple of times. Boom. In Dicey Dungeons, it feels like you're expected to take damage. You're not gonna perfect every fight. Do damage and shock. First aid kit, heal 8. Dude, that seems really good. Healing crystal, recover X health. On a low die. Technically, healing crystal is more efficient than first aid kit, because first aid kit you have to charge. You can charge it over the course of a combat, but with healing crystal, we can just dump a die in there, and it's effective block, you know? Like, this is 1/2 healing per die. This is 1 healing per face of the die. However, this we can dump as many dice into as we want. But don't we want to shock the enemy as well? Sure, you know what? Fine. Let's get the first... I'm gonna get the healing crystal. I'm getting the healing crystal because I feel like we can dump a low value die into here if we have nothing else to do with it. And we can still get some value out of it, especially on long fights. So Handyman, Kraken, Crystallina. Let's go for Handyman. Handyman! He's very handy. So, let's re-roll... What abilities do you have? You have 3. Spanner, combine dice. Pea shooter, do 2 damage. Hammer, do damage on 6, inflict shock. You have 3 dice. So we definitely want to try to shock him as much as possible here. Let's re-roll a 2. Let's re-roll a 2. Let's re-roll a 5. Okay. It's good with Battle Axe. And now we have a 5 we can turn into a 6 to shock him, and then a 2 to get a little bit more health. But since we're at full health, we'll just shock him again. So what are you gonna do? He's gonna play a 6. You son of a gun! He managed to get his 6 out. What a piece of garbage. We're at limit break. I wish I could look at my... Can I look at my experience right now? No, because I want to know if I should actually worry about using Fury, but I guess we should. Fury, Battle Axe, and then just unlock Sword. We might as well bump and heal, then kill him. That's why I wanted the healing crystal, by the way. It's a little bit of healing every turn if we have something that we can do it with, but first aid kit, it is more healing in a burst, but if I have dice that I want to use on a turn, I want to use them. I kind of just want to heal if I have nothing else to do with a dice. Shovel, do damage on a 6, inflict weaken. It's a better shovel. Like, it's straight up better. The upgrade might be different, but yeah, inflicting weak on an enemy will make their attacks worse. So we might as well take it. And maybe we would want to upgrade the shovel, but for now, you know, this is pretty damn good. I have too many items. I wish you could sell items. Maybe you can, actually. I don't know. Level up in 8 stars. We get 1 star per level of the enemy, so we have to fight both of these guys to level up once. Keep that in mind. Shovel's a better shovel? Exactly. Shovel's a better shovel. Let's re-roll the 1. Do 6 damage and then weaken. What's his abilities? Camouflage, blind 2 dice, that means you cannot see the value of them. Curse an enemy, that means that randomly your equipment will break. And then overwhelm, +1, does 1 damage, and then it does +1 damage on each use. So overwhelm will just scale infinitely. We need to kill him quickly or get like shock or curse that item or do something about it. We're gonna bump, do 8 damage, heal for 3, shock, we get value out of all of our die, we heal to full, seems pretty decent. And he just kind of like wasted his dice, but whatever. So we have 2 blind. So if it's a 1, 2, or a 3, we could try to heal with it. If it's a 2, 4, or 6, we could try to nightstick it. We could try to bump it and then play it. Like, we don't know what these do, is the thing. So let's see if it's a 1, 2, or a 3. It's not. That means it's a 4, 5, or a 6. Okay, these are both 4s, 5s, or 6s. In that case, let's bump. Let's nightstick. No, let's bump. And then hope it's a 6. It's a 6, so we did get the weakness out of it. This is a 4, 5, or 6, which means this will tell me if it's a 4. This is a 5 or a 6 in our hand right now. Let's see if it's a 6. It was a 6. Okay. You follow? And then we will do 6 damage. Reroll. Shock him again, and then end turn. So by trying to use the blind dice in conditional situations, we can determine what the actual value of it is. It's very interesting. So he's gonna blind me again. But only 1 dice this time because we made that weak. Why not roll? So the blind dice, back when I played this game like 6 months ago when I got the original key for it from Disposable Account, you could re-roll the die and it would remove the blind effect. If you re-roll the die right now in the release version of the game, it'll still be blinded. Now, why did I not re-roll it before I used it in the Battle Axe? Well, because I knew that it was a 4, 5, or a 6, and then I saw if it was going to be a 4, and then I knew if it was going to be a 5 or a 6, and then, you know, etc., etc. Why not re-roll all of your 3s? Because I wanted to use them. I wanted to use them for bumping and then for nightstick, I think. Look, I'll be honest, I don't remember what happened last turn. That was last turn ago, don't worry about it. Anyways, is this a 1, 2, or 3? Yes, we recovered 2 health. That's pretty good. We are going to re-roll. I'm gonna hit you. I'll bump, hit you, weaken you. You know, this is also the first time I played the game in 6 months, so, you know, don't expect perfection. Call it out, but don't expect it, because honestly, I don't freaking remember how to play this game, and most of this is new to me. Okay, so we were cursed, so our heal failed, but we can still attack him and kill him. The curse that randomly prevents your equipment from working, it only works once, and then it goes away, but it's a 50-50 chance until it actually procs. So you win. 1 more level 4 enemy and we will level up, and we have plenty of HP. But once we kill Crystalina, we heal to full anyway, so let's heal now. And then let's also go to the shop. I clicked on the shop after I clicked on Crystalina. It doesn't matter, let's just fight you. We know, let's be honest, we know what we're gonna do. Hit you, hit you. Try to roll a... I guess we just want to roll a, yeah, evens, really. What do you do? Crystallize. For 6, create a random crystal weapon. Okay. Well, 1 is going to be weak, and 2 are going to... Crystallize minus, no effect. Lovely. You cursed me. So, 1 of the crystal weapons is Curse, with an odd die. Okay. And then this one only needs 2 more to create a random crystal weapon. So what do? We hit. Okay, goodbye. The curse did that. I should have probably maybe used Bump, Healing Crystal, and Nightstick first, but at least we can still do 8 damage. That was a bit of a brain fart, though. It's more like I just didn't think about it, let's be honest. Even... Shock you twice. 1 curse. Gain a random blessing power crystal. I have no idea. Now, we're cursed. Let's remember we're cursed this time. Let's try to, you know, get the curse to hit Healing Crystal. It didn't. By the way, combat roll is not an equipment. Curse will not have a chance of hitting it. Your combat roll is guaranteed. Let's try to bump. Oh, it worked. So the bump took the curse, so we did max damage. We don't shock, but, you know, that's curse for you. Curse. Random blessing. Dodge, avoid the next attack. So we want to... Curse. Our dice is gone, by the way. We should have probably put 1 in the healing crystal, that's my bad. But all we want to do on this turn is max damage, which will kill. No, because of the... I immediately forgot, because of the fact that they were blocking, or dodging rather. The first attack was a miss. But we still played it in the correct order. We did max damage with the battle axe. Oh no, I'm cursed. You will dodge the next attack again, and you reduce the damage you take by 2. Okay. Give me a reroll. Give me a bump. That's fine. I need this to be a 4. We can nightstick the 2, so let's reroll the 1. Like, the next attack misses, so there's no point really in attacking, except, like, we might as well. And then we'll do this, and then we'll... Oh, you know, we should have put the 1 in the battle axe, and then then the 5 would have killed. I understand. You know, it's good to practice now. We heal the full at the end of combat anyways. Oh no, we get hit for 6. Who cares? You're not dodging, finally. Curse? Curse? Thank you. Okay. Couple of misplays, but... What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? We can either get a shield bash. If you get doubles, you can bash doing X block damage? Oh, you probably gain block and do damage? But I think I just want to upgrade equipment, like upgrade bump or something. Healing Crystal can reduce poison and also heal more. Shovel can inflict weaken on an even, not just a 6. That seems really good. Nightstick can just be any die. I kind of like just being able to toss a dice into Nightstick. So I'm going to upgrade that, so it's not just evens. So, you know, if we try to reroll a die to get a 3 for the crystal and we get a 6, just dump it in that. We can get rid of the Battle Axe Plus to get a Claw Plus. Claw, oh no, a Claw deck. Do damage and add 1 poison, which isn't actually that good because we're not doing a poison deck. Hey, get me out of here, please. Look at my backpack. We do have a detonator, do 1 damage for every poison, but I think that's still, like, not very good. I'd like to get something else out of this, Val. Like, can I do an upgrade? Because this is garbage? No? Okay, well, goodbye. Gargoyle level 5. I like the deck we have right now. Battle Axe, Night Deck, Nightstick. It's not even a deck, it's a collection of equipment. Bump, Healing Crystal, Shovel. It's pretty good. We do a pretty good amount of damage. Gargoyle, what do? You have 2 die. And 5 skills. Glare locks one of our dice, so we can't use it. Avalanche, do 3 damage. Reroll with a lower value. Avalanche, do 3 damage. Okay, so he does a lot of like 1s and 2s and 3 damage. So this guy does a lot of damage. It's very annoying. But we have Fury, so we're gonna Fury the 4 immediately. Hit him. We're at full health, so we're just gonna shock him twice. And let's see what it shocked. Because we hit him, this is unavailable, and no, this one is weak, and because we shocked him, this is unavailable. Oh, minimum 4. Okay, he rolls a high dice into low dice. I get it now. Minimum 3. So he puts a 6 in there, he could reroll a 5 and keep doing it. So he can do a ton of damage extremely quickly. I understand now. We have to hit him hard. I will heal. This is a long tutorial. I mean, this is actually the main game, I think. It just kept going with your starting equipment. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it is the tutorial still, and you're just kind of playing it. We get limit break. We want a 4. We actually don't need to limit break because we have the kill. So let's try to get a 3 to heal. Eight plus 5 is lethal, so let's bump this to a 3. Heal. Do 8. Do 5. You win! You think this game might be my Salt and Sanctuary, says Milk Jug. You don't like it? That's fair. Nobody ever has to like everything. What is this kind of a shop? Is it an upgrade shop? If it's an upgrade shop, I would love it. Skeleton level 5, Rhino Beetle level 4, Loud Bird level 4. Let's heal. And then fight the Rhino Beetle because there's an upgrade and a shop. Limit break. We're definitely going to use it. Let's roll a 1 into a 4. That is perfect. That's 8 damage. Then we'll bump the 5 into a 6. Weaken, heal, shock. He has a battle axe himself, and he has a beetle headbutt. For 12, he will do 5 damage and lock a dice. That actually doesn't seem that bad, and one of them is going to be weakened, and one of them is going to be shocked. This one is both. Wait. Did shock override weaken or something? Or did the weaken override shock? It can't be both at the same time? That seems horribly dumb. Because he didn't have to spend a die to unshock it. Yeah, that doesn't seem like it's working properly. Anyways, we're gonna bump. We're gonna reroll the 1 and reroll the 5 to try to. Actually, it literally doesn't matter. We have enough on this turn. We can do everything we want. Max 6 in shovel, max 4 in battle axe, bump the 2 into a 3, heal, dump die into nightstick. So now again we shock and weaken. And again, it's not actually applying the shock. Because what's supposed to happen is it's supposed to require a die to unlock one of his abilities, but it's not actually working. So we lost a die on this turn. It's actually not that bad because we should... we didn't quite get what we needed, but we can still do not lethal. But we're pretty close. Boom, 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 boom. The noise at the end of the paddle sounds like your alarm. Okay, that would be a little annoying, I imagine. Limit break. No need. Why wasn't that lethal? I can't put... How much HP did he have? Maybe it was lethal. Maybe I did have lethal. Again, look, this is I've played this game for 30 minutes over the past 6 months, so you know, I don't quite recognize everything myself. I will hopefully at some point. So, would we like to upgrade something else? Matchstick, reusable, burn 1 die. For more damage, that's pretty good, but I do like the shock. Though admittedly, knowing now that shock and weakness doesn't stack, maybe it's not as good, but maybe we'll just upgrade something that we already have, like healing crystal, bump. Being able to bump twice seems pretty good. Gets us. It's more likely to hit shovel 6, which is what we want anyways. Yeah, let's get bump. And we'll visit the shop, which we can get another upgrade. That's pretty good. Hammer. Do damage and inflict shock. This is something we could do. We could make everything just do shock, and that way we won't have that bug where sometimes our stuff's not going to hit the enemy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade first, and then we're going to get hammer after the next combat, I think. Although we could buy it now and then upgrade it, but we're hitting 6 on this anyways. So yeah, I think we're going to get rid of shovel, replace it with the hammer. So let's upgrade the healing crystal. We'll do the next combat. We'll have enough money to buy it, and then we'll come back and buy it. Because, yeah, we can still buy it again. We don't have the money right now, but we'll get it. Let's kill the loud bird. Gotta kill them both. Da-dun! Da-dun! 2 in the battle axe would have worked, but I got the heal. Hopefully I didn't take damage on that turn then, because yeah, that would have worked if the enemy had 4 HP and we had a 2, dump it in the battle axe, but if the enemy did no damage to us, then it probably was correct to heal, but I probably just, I didn't see it. Oops-a-daisy. It's okay. Honestly, reroll the 6. Please. Fury. Squawk, Flight, Echo Blast. Dodge next attack, silence enemies, do damage, and do 2 weak. You know, I'm gonna go for the max weakness to weaken 2 of his attacks. We'll just do 8 damage. It's slightly less damage, but more value out of the status effects. We'll do 1 more reroll, see what we get. We got a 3. We'll bump it to a 4. Dump a die. He's also going to be shocked. It's probably going to it's not going to apply. Oh no, this time it did. Now we're silenced. Silence means you can't use a combat roll. Yeah. So, you know, whatever, can't reroll. If we can't reroll, what are we going to do? We are going to... probably bump into a 6, so we get the weakness. We also can't Fury. Then we'll just do some damage, heal, Nightstick. He is a very loud bird. So Flight. Honestly, him spending all of his dice silencing me, I do not care. Why would I care about that? You're freaking dead, dude. And look at that, we're at full health. Who needs to heal before the loud bird? And let's get some more items. Chocolate cookie, repeat next attack for 12. Yo, maybe we want to upgrade this. Let's take a look at it while upgraded. We'll see what it does. We've already upgraded. Never mind. We're going to take the hammer. Yes. Chocolate cookie is pretty nice for doubling your attack, but I think I like what we have right now. So let's buy the hammer. We'll swap it out with the shovel because now we have purely shock. We're not going to have any of that weird shenanigans where the shock isn't being applied. You know what it is? I think if you apply the weakness first and then the shock, it'll apply, or like the shock first and then the weakness. Maybe it's an order thing, but it is a bug. It has to be, because that's like you're getting no value out of the shock when it just doesn't work for some reason. But I kind of like this. So, be shocked, do damage, be shocked, be shocked. We didn't need to put that many die in it, but we're not healing on this turn. So two-handed sword deals damage, and shriek curses the enemy if you roll a 2. But they're going to be shocked, so he's going to have to spend some of his die to unlock them. He cursed me instead of doing any damage. Yo, this is good. So, by expending a 1, we have like a 75% chance of getting the curse off of bump. There you go. That seems extremely good. Now he's going to attack. Yeah, for 10. It's a big hit, but, you know, we get around that pretty easily ourselves. Let's reroll the 1. Okay, I'm okay with this. Because we can bump, and then maybe try to get a 3 or a 4 out of this twice. It's fine, still heal for 2. I could shock both of his cards, but... oh, because we hit a 6, we did shock both of the cards. Yo, that's pretty nice. So again, we'll bump. Goodbye. We'll reroll. We will reroll. We want like a 2 works, because that's lethal. Let's see how much we can heal. Okay. Good enough. Max level. We get an extra dice. And by killing all of the enemies In the entire game, we get max health and an extra dice before we fight the boss. Warrior versus Beatrice. She's a bee. I understand. It's a joke. Beatrice boss. This is our equipment. It's all upgraded except for hammer. We kind of have a shock build. Few max levels. It's a max level because it's a boss fight. This is the end of the game. The end of the run, rather. Well, if it isn't another dice. Or wait, if it's only one of you, is it Douse? That sounds right, anyway. Welcome to defeat Douse. You're an idiot, I see. So what does she do? She has 4 dice, 70 HP, Bee Sting, Flight, Dodge next attack, and also do 4 damage and inflict 1 shock. And these are charge abilities. So she can output a lot of damage and dodge attacks. This seems extremely frustrating because we do single heavy hits. But, you know, if we Fury, we can at least do double damage on some of our attacks. So, shock you. We could just shock 5, but I really want to do as much damage as possible as well. So let's try to roll a 4. That's very good. And then we'll shock, shock, shock. At least she has to expend dice, getting rid of the shock effect. There you go. So one of our abilities is shocked. It's Battle Axe. We probably want to spend a single dice to unlock that, because we have a 4 in hand, and we're going to hit for 6 and then double down on the 4, I think. Because that's a dodge, and then we do 16 damage, and then we can heal 4, and then shock one of the enemy things. Really, I just want the shock to hit the dodge. But if it hits something else, you know, whatever. Wow, you're gonna do 12 damage, shock 3 on this turn. She can output a lot of damage. How does Fury work on dodge? I imagine you dodged the first attack and the second one hits. Boom, 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 boom. Unless it's a bug. If she does dodge both attacks, it's gotta be a bug. Like the whole weakness plus shock thing not applying properly, that's definitely a bug. So we definitely want to get the Battle Axe back. We have a 4 in hand. She does have 1 dodge. So 6. Hit for 8. We'll reroll. Try to get a 4. Alright. Can't do anything with the last dice, but... Well, people in chat, if Kyle the Scientist is muted, you can tell him that I have read his message, and I will not Fury the attack that she's going to dodge. It's a good warning that it is bugged. But this is also the most damage. Like, if we can Fury one more time, she is dead. So what do we want on this turn? I guess we just want to... We want to roll a 4. Yo, that heal. It's nice to just be able to heal a little bit with an extra die. You know, yeah, we could shock the enemy, and I like this because now she's not going to dodge. She is dead next turn. No, we have to Fury before she's dead. But at least we can heal. Wow. Okay, well, you suck. Let's do a heal. And then let's just hit you for 6. You're dead in 1 turn. As long as you don't kill me, and you can only do 16 damage in 1 turn, so we're not dead. Limit break, you have dodge. Okay, so we have to use a die. Dodge that. Fury. Kill Beatrice. It's pretty good. Congratulations! Your very first victory! Am I super strong now? You'll always be super strong to me. But also, no, I'm sorry. How it works is every time you win an episode, you get the chance to spin the wheel! And if the wheel ends up on a star, you get to leave the dungeons and take home your heart's desire. Get ready to spin the wheel! Spin the wheel! You're not chanting. Oh, sorry. Spin the wheel! Spin the wheel! Here we go! We didn't get our car. Ah, bad luck. No prize this time. But never mind, there are plenty of episodes to come. Spin the wheel! Spin the wheel! You can stop chanting now. You've unlocked the thief. I think there's, well, I was gonna say I don't know how many characters, but I guess it makes sense that there's 6. We have the thief. And the warrior unlocked. And we won one. And each of the, so there's, multiple different characters. Each of the characters also has different episodes. Time for another round. Yes. Wait, hold on. Back to title. Play. Continue. No, back to title. Play. New game. I thought there was, new episodes, but maybe you have to actually win the first episode. That was the tutorial. The tutorial's been completed, and now we have to actually do the first episode. And the episodes, I believe they're just challenges or harder versions of the run. It's kind of like an Ascension mode in Slay the Spire. And I think by default, you're going to be on your first episode, and then once you win, you'll unlock the next episodes. But I thought it should appear on the right side here as another little box prompt, but I suppose not. Suppose I'm mistaken. Anyways, there's Dicey Dungeons. It's a pretty fun game. I think that this might be something that I would like to play a little bit more often. We could even fit it into streams, and if not, maybe I'll just play it specifically for YouTube. But this is a game that I think I want to play. It seems fun. There's no other way of saying it than that. I think this is a fun game. So, if you guys also think so, we'll maybe try it out. You have to beat some other dudes first in order to unlock episodes. Yeah, well, however you do it, we'll have to keep playing as the thief, as the warrior, unlock episodes, and continue through the game. I don't know if there's any unlocks besides characters and episodes. I don't know if you unlock equipment. I don't think so. But we'll see. I do wish, I'm not sure how many pieces of equipment are in the game. I think I would like to see more, because it feels like I've actually seen all of those pieces of equipment that we have seen on the last run. I think I've seen those on runs that I've played, 6 months ago when this game was in early access and I wanted to take a quick look at it. I should have made a Let's Look At video at the time, but I didn't think about it. But I watched someone play a run of this game earlier after it was released from early access, because that's how I got this on my radar, that it was actually out of early access. And it seems like the same equipment was on that character. Kyle the Scientist is saying that the available equipment changes with which character you're playing. So I suppose because we played as a warrior, we had warrior equipment. If we start as a thief, we'll have thief equipment. If we start as whatever these other characters are, we'll have their character equipment. They'll show up on the run. I like that, because then you'll actually have more different types of equipment as you play. Sweet. So that was Dicey Dungeons, the long tutorial.